What's up, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of building my dream setup / gaming office. So if you guys haven't watched part 1 already, you guys need to go back, go watch that for context. But in part 1, just a quick recap. You guys remember we got started with the office. I started with some LED wall panels and painting a bit of the office that I started in. And now in part 2, we're going to continue that. We're going to install some LED lights on the wall with these wall panels that are recessed. They're super cool looking. And then we're also going to start the process of building my desk, staining it, everything, the drawer sets, all that stuff. I'm going to show you guys everything. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, so the next part of this whole thing is adding some recessed lighting to our slat wall right there. So I got the light chaser LED lighting kit right here. It was a lot cheaper than some of the other ones you find. You can get it right off of Amazon, link in the description like everything else will be. But yeah, and it comes in black as well. So it should blend in with the middle parts of each one of these. So we're gonna get this open real quick and see what we can do with this. Oh, and for those of you wondering, you get 6 in total. You get 2 shorter ones, 2, medium-sized ones, and 2 of the longest sized ones. So we got to figure out what kind of shape we want to make on the wall with that. And yeah, pretty much give you some versatility of what you want to make. All right, so just taking a look at this, you can see they got lots of cord right there. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to do this kind of shape right here, but it's actually going to be the reverse of what you see right here. It's actually going to have the curve going like this way. I'm going to put these, I got to pull them all up on the wall. And then, yeah, you'll see like it'll go around my head whenever I'm filming. I think that's kind of what I want to do here. I think that'll look pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that real quick, and I'll show you guys the process in like a little bit of a time lapse or something. So these LED light strips from Light Chaser, these recessed ones, these are actually really cool. They add the ability for me to change the lighting right behind my little wall right here, because I'm definitely gonna use this spot for filming, and I'm gonna probably sit right in front of it. So this is gonna make my scene look really cool. These things, by the way, they were pretty easy to install. I just had to find the right height for the very first one of the long ones, and then I just basically went off of that, and I was able to eyeball the rest of it as best I could. I just had to count the wall panels and make sure that they were even. So I would suggest doing that if you guys are doing this too. And then as soon as you get them put in, they do have some adhesive on the back of them, so you can get them stuck, and then you just basically run the cable through the wall panel, and it actually does blend in with the felt because everything is black. So that turned out really well for me. The one thing that did not turn out so well for me is the adhesive itself. I do not suggest just using this adhesive on the felt because it doesn't work out, and I'll explain that here soon. Now, one of the most annoying parts of this whole process, just like anything else with using cables, is the cable management. So I was able to kind of cable manage them in the slots that they go in, and they do include little clips that actually help you keep the wires out of the way. And then down towards the bottom, towards my baseboard, that's the part that ends up becoming a bit of a cable mess, and that's something that I'm gonna have to solve later on in the process. All right, guys, we got our little remote control right here. Let's see, let's press the power button. And we got lights. Very, very cool. So yeah, green, blue, purple, very cool. Look at that, got a couple preset things, regular white light, which I'll probably use more, but man, that looks good. Looks really good. All right, I'm happy with it. Now we just got to cable manage those these cables right here, which they do give you this pack of things right here. These are all little cable management hooks. So I'm gonna probably just manage these down to the bottom, hook it, and then run it down to the bottom here. We'll probably have a bit of, cable mess down at the bottom of my baseboard on my floor, but I don't really care about that because no one's gonna see it. So there we go. So at this part of the installation process, I enlisted the help of my daughter with her small little fingers, which was actually very helpful because you had to peel off the backing of the sticky part on each one of these. And she's actually insanely good at it. So she would peel the stickers off, give them to me, and then I took it, clipped it on there, and, cable managed all the cables.
Good job, miss. 25. Good job.
Check this out. You can't even see really the lines. You can see those up close, but if you move backwards, you can't see anything. So it hides it really well, and it looks really, really nice. Happy with it. See, like I said, you just got some cable mess at the bottom here, but I'll do something with that later on, and we'll figure that out. But for right now, I think this looks awesome.
A few moments later.
Okay, update. So these are falling off the wall now. So obviously the adhesive does not stick so well on this felt that's back here. Here, I can actually lighten it up and show you. Yeah, there's felt behind there. So this stuff, it stays, but it doesn't stay there forever. So I got to solve that with the little clips that actually come with this. So it's no harm, no foul. I guess, you know, it's just not strong enough to stick on felt. So all I had to do is use these little hooks here. These little guys, it actually comes with it. So yeah, if the adhesive doesn't stick to whatever you're gonna use with these recessed lights, you just use these guys, you screw them in, and then the light actually just sticks inside of that thing. And now it's not going anywhere. So yeah, they won't fall off anymore because they're stuck to the wall now. So there you go, just had to do that, and now we're good.
And this next part is gonna be very interesting because you'd think I would just use the Ikea Alex drawers, make it a floating desk setup like you would normally see. Well, I kind of went with that, but I had to do something a little different because I don't live near an Ikea. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I did.
These are from a company called Huano, I think it's called. They actually make the monitor arms I used to use. They're really nice ones.
All right, guys, so quick editor's note here on these. I actually went to go search these again for this video, and it turns out, of course, they're unavailable, so you guys can't get them. But I did find you guys an alternative, and it's actually from Amazon. Now, the sizing of the Amazon version ones is actually a little bit better than these ones, so you might even have a better time using the Amazon Basics ones. They are actually a little bit taller and a little bit more deep, so they're actually wider, you know, wider in the right way to accommodate a desk. So they only come in black. They don't come in the cool walnut color that I have, but that's a solution for you guys, and I'll link that down below.
So they make this drawer set. It's only got 3 drawers. It's got this one here up top. Yep, 1, 2. And then it's actually like a filing cabinet. So yeah, this one's like, it has a roller on the bottom. It's supposed to be rolling on a, you know, a slippery surface or whatever. But yeah, it's actually a filing cabinet. So I'm gonna take those things out or whatever. But this will serve the purpose. The only thing with this is that it is just not as tall as an Alex is. So what I did was I got those, you know, the furniture feet. So I'm gonna use like 2.5-inch ones on the bottom, and then I'm gonna use 4-inch ones on the top. So this thing comes in at like, I think 23.5 inches high, whereas the Ikea Alex is like 27 or something like that. So I'm gonna try to use these furniture legs to get this to the same height, or actually higher. I think I've found that like between 28 and 30 is where I like to sit.
And to get these drawers to the proper height, I had to use the smaller furniture feet on the bottom, like I mentioned to you earlier. And to get this started, I just put them in place where I wanted them. And then I drilled some pilot holes with a drill bit the size of the holes. And then after that, put them in place and used my drill and the included screws to zap them into the bottom of the drawer set. Now they took a little bit of, you know, a little bit of muscle to get them in there, but all I did was actually use 2 screws on each foot because I was a little bit lazy. But either way, I got it to work.
Okay, and now that I finished that, you guys can see it's ending up on its own. It's nice and sturdy. Yeah, it's already gotten up to about, yeah, see? So if I do that, and you guys size this up for you guys, put this right here, it's gonna be just a little bit higher than this with the tabletop on top of it. I think it's gonna be perfect.
And now this next part is exactly like the last part. I just drilled some pilot holes through the holes that were already in the furniture legs. And then once I got that, pretty much just set the leg where it needed to go and screwed it into the top of the drawers. And now I did have to kind of strategically place these and make sure that I didn't crack anything, but I got it in there and I didn't damage anything, so it's pretty awesome. And next, we're gonna go ahead and work on my old butcher block countertop desk, and we're gonna color it a different color.
Okay, well, welcome to my garage. So here's the butcher block. Got it on some sawhorses right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, where did I put it? Oh my God, oh, it's over here on the trash can. My God. There we go. I got some wood stain right here, and it is like a dark walnut color. Did I say dark walnut before? If not, that's what I meant, dark walnut. I might have said dark oak, I probably did. But anyway, dark walnut is the color we're looking for. So I found this at Home Depot, and yeah, I'm gonna stain a couple of things for my house that I have this same color, as my wife wanted me to do it. But pretty much what we're gonna do, the process, same as like, if you guys remember that video I did when I built this, I do have that on my channel if you guys, or when I stained this the first time, it's on the channel. You guys can go check that out. I stained this a bit of a lighter color. This time we're gonna go full on dark walnut color to hopefully match everything in my office. And how we're gonna apply that is basically all we gotta do is sand this down real quick, get it a little bit gritty. We're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna take these again, just like I did the last time, and put some stain on it and apply it onto this right here on the top and on the sides and all that to get that color a little bit darker to match things in my office. So we'll get these open and we'll start applying a bit of this, and I'll show you the result after we're done.
And with this part of doing this whole setup thing, there's really not much to it. I got a little bit of the gel stain on my brush and just went to town trying to cover up every part that had that lighter colored looking wood on it and tried to make it turn dark. And don't worry, what you guys see right now, it does dry and it will look different once it's done.
All right, and we got the thing done. It's right there and it's looking a lot darker, just like we wanted. So I was able to accomplish getting this thing stained. I stained an entryway table for my wife, as well as something that goes on our little entertainment stand in our living room. So I was able to get all these done while I did this. So the wife's happy, I'm happy, and we're one more step into getting this whole thing done. So now this thing needs to dry. I think I have to usually let it dry for about 24 hours or at least till tomorrow. Okay, everybody, another day, another update. So got those finished like I showed you. And here we go. We got the staining of my desk done. So now you guys can see the difference in the color. So it's a little bit more of that dark walnut color, whatever, way closer to that and that. So now we're looking a lot better. So I currently got it sitting on top of another desk because I was waiting for it to dry. It's cold outside, so I had to actually bring this inside to let the stain dry. Otherwise, in my garage, it never would have dried. So anyway, next step is I've got to get this table on top of these to actually set up my desk, and then I got to move that thing out of the way. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so we got the tabletop back right here, stained and on top of the two drawers right here. So there you go. As I said, you guys don't need to have an Ikea Alex. You guys can just use these from Huanuo or something. I can't remember how to pronounce it properly, but I'll link them down in the description so you guys can build these too if you guys want to try this as well. It turned out pretty good. The color isn't perfect. It's not exactly the same thing, but you know what? We're closer than we were before with the lighter color that was, so I'm okay with it. And over here, I just put up my old product table right here that I had. I actually put some like vinyl wrap on this to make it black for right now, but I tried to wrap this part too. Didn't really work so well, so I just took it off. It didn't look good. So we're gonna end up replacing that tabletop just simply because I need to use it as a product table and I want it to look nice. So we'll probably use that in videos and whatnot with this wall right here. That's the whole reason I did that. And now the next thing we gotta do is go ahead and install our pegboard that goes behind this. So I decided to go with this look in my last iteration of this setup because I really liked it. I enjoyed the way it looked. I enjoyed the utility of the things being around it, and it has an integrated, where the heck is it? It's back there. It has an integrated monitor mount on it too that holds my OLED that's sitting right there on the floor. So we're gonna go ahead and put this all back together and then get that set up, and I'll show you guys what that looks like.